afternoon, Pepsi family. Welcome to season 1 of the What's Poppin' at Pepsi Roadshow. Today we are here with Scott Esther, Key Account Manager in Raleigh-Durham area, and we are at the beautiful Coastal Credit Union Music Park. I'm your host, Chris Egger, but we're going to turn this over to Scott right now. Scott, tell the folks back home a little bit about yourself.
Well, Chris, thanks for having me out here. I think this is a great opportunity to get in front of the Pepsi family and talk a little bit. But myself, as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm not from around the North Carolina area. I'm originally from Florida and moved up here in about I guess it was around 2020 when we got here, and got a family, 2 kids in high school, working hard here at Pepsi.
So you were in Florida. What were you doing down in Florida, Scott?
I did a number of different things, Chris.
Okay.
But I spent close to 8 years, 9 years working with the Tampa Bay Rays on their partnership development team, working with brands like Chevrolet, Corona, Dunkin' Donuts, and ironically, Tropicana.
Okay, all right.
So I was in the Pepsi family before I was in the Pepsi family, working with them.
So were you with the Rays when they lost the World Series to the Dodgers in 2020?
I was not.
You were not with the Rays.
No,
okay.
I was with them when they lost to the Phillies in 2008. So I do not have a World Series ring. That's my biggest regret.
Okay. And I think there's something. Did I hear something you were involved with Ironman at one time or something like that down there?
Yes, I did work for Ironman Triathlons, not Robert Downey Jr. Okay. Ironman Triathlons, if you're not familiar, is a swim, bike, run. It consists of over 140 miles of just the most intense workout you've ever had in your entire life. And my role with them was to bring brands that wanted to be in touch with the athletes and the spectators at those events, bring their activations to life on site.
Excellent, excellent. And I know as a key account manager, you have a ton of responsibilities. So from PBV's perspective, from a food service perspective, can you kind of give the folks back home who don't know exactly what a key account manager does? Like what are your expectations? What are your day-to-day life like?
Sure. It starts with communications and relationships with the key stakeholders at every property that you work with. So when you take a look at in totality of a brand, like we'll use Coastal Credit Union as an example since we're standing here today. They have a number of key stakeholders, from the people that run the concession stands to the general manager of the whole facility who runs everything from parking to tickets to the actual stage itself. All of those stakeholders are part of the business, and it has to run smoothly, and our relationship with them is important. And so I'm that key conduit between the venue and Pepsi to make sure that everything that we do for that venue is seamless and goes off without a hitch every night they've got a concert going on.
So it sounds like a lot of moving parts, correct? A lot of moving parts.
It is.
Yeah, I can believe. And so before we get into that a little bit more, we're going to go straight to commercial now. Today's sponsor is Gatorade Water, but we're always talking about Pepsi Zero because you got to have some zero in you.
Hey, grab me one too.
Pepsi folks, welcome back to the party here at Coastal Credit Union Music Park. We're here once again with Scott Esther, Key Account Manager out of our Raleigh location. And when we left off, we were about to talk about some of our key venues that we have out there. Scott, tell the folks back home, like some of those prominent locations that we have scattered across the Research Triangle Park up here.
So a big focus that I have right now is working through some of our baseball partners. I've got a history of working in the baseball industry, so it sort of dovetailed right into it. But working with the Durham Bulls out in Durham, the Carolina Mudcats out in Zebulon, and then the Fayetteville Woodpeckers down in Fayetteville.
Durham Bulls, did they do some renovations out there recently or something at the stadium, like in the last couple of years?
They've done a little bit of work to the stadium, and we ended up being a part of that. We've installed 3 new fountain units in a party deck area. Successful installs. The team was on top of it. We were able to be up and running before the first pitch happened.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I know here at Coastal Credit Union Music Park, we're currently in the VIP area. Mm-hmm. And in the VIP area, kind of let the folks back home, like, who's allowed in this area? It's not for everybody, right? Like, who's allowed back here?
We're fortunate with our partnership and our relationship with the Coastal Credit Union Music Park to be able to have access to this this area. It's off the beaten path outside of the main concourse area, but it's a chance to come in, get a little bit of shade out of the heat, enjoy a cold Pepsi, and relax a little bit with your friends and family who you're enjoying this incredible music park with.
So would you consider this an asset to have when we're dealing with our customers and bringing them to a venue for what do you, to me it feels like it's a tremendous asset to utilize as not necessarily leverage, but an improved way of communicating and connecting with our customers. Would that be correct?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big things that I've done throughout my career is try to find those money can't buy opportunities for your customers and clients. So not every one of them is going to be able to be the first in line to access tickets to the top concert of the summer. We have them. We can provide that experience to our friends and to our families and our clients, which is wonderful, and that extends beyond just the music park, but baseball games, soccer matches, you name it, we have access to it, and those experiences are what keep the connectivity between us and our customers and consumers.
And you just brought something about the soccer. So there's a professional women's soccer league up here in Raleigh, and we have a partnership with them, correct?
That's true. We have one of the most successful professional women's soccer teams in our backyard right here in Raleigh. It's the NC Courage. They actually just sent two of their players to the Olympics, part of their national team. And right now we're doing a retail promotion with them through our partners at Harris Teeter and Celsius. You can win autographed merchandise by going into Harris Teeter, finding the Celsius display, and then clicking on a QR code to enter to win some autographed merchandise from the team.
Oh, excellent. And then did you create that promotion and activation? How did that come about?
So it's a conversation that we end up having with the sports property and the team to find out what's important to them. They wanted their marks and logos and players' likeness and image in the marketplace, and we said we have an avenue for that. So we go to our partners at Harris Teeter and say, if you give us some space on the floor, we can provide your customers and consumers with an opportunity to win money can't buy merchandise through Celsius. And so that's how we get space on the floor, displays on the floor with our retail partners, but as well turn it over to our partners that we have for venues and things like that to find ways to get their marks and logos into the marketplace and grow their brand as well.
So bottom line, it sounds it's all about communication, right? I mean, everything you've talked about matching the venues up with Pepsi and being an intermediary, there's a lot of communication going back and forth. Without great communication, none of this can happen. And that goes up and down the ladder, right?
That's true. It's interesting as the key stakeholder and the key account manager for these larger accounts. I don't put the Pepsi in the bottles, I don't put the bottles on the truck, and I don't drive the truck to the venue. But helping pull all that together and making it look like seamless to our customers, consumers, making sure that everything goes off without a hitch, that everyone is communicated to, they know what the playbook is and they've seen it, and they know how to execute the play is all a part of that, and that stems directly from clear communication.
And that's something I've always noticed with food service. Food service is a little bit unique versus other parts of the company, but with food service, the channels of communication are wide open. It's very easy for an FSR or an ADR key account manager to reach all the way up to our vice president, Byron Brooks, have some intelligent dialogue, bring them out into the market and utilize them to help gain some share and get some new business. Like, what have been your experience as far as, have you found it pretty easy and transparent from a perspective of accessibility with them, like getting hold of Byron, getting hold of Kevin, getting hold of the BES supervisors? Like, how has that experience worked for you?
It's been a great learning experience. Having not come from the bottling system or the beverage side of things before I got here, some people have been here for 30 years. I feel like I've been here for 30 minutes. In the course of my career with Pepsi. But everyone has been incredibly welcoming. I feel like they have shared their best practices with me so that I can learn how to best move forward inside of the system. And hopefully I've been able to bring to the table a little bit for them to learn from me as well.
Yeah, I think that's like the magic of PBB food service. Like I said, it's like there's no egos here. We're all in it together. It doesn't matter if you're the senior VP, key account managers, directors, the drivers, merchandisers. It's one team. And I hate using this corny phrase, one team, one dream. It's overused a lot, but for food service, it has to work that way. We all have to be connected. We all have to be talking to each other, and because that's how the magic happens.
Exactly.
Scott, thank you very much for taking some time out of your day.
This has been awesome.
PVV family, have a great day, and thank you for joining us today at Coastal Credit Union Music Park, and we'll see you next time on What's Poppin' at Pepsi.